So I think the thing that I would like to say most to my younger medical self is, even though you don't pay a lot of attention to the things that you're supposed to do and you don't follow all the rules that apparently everybody else knows about, but they haven't told you about them, that things will come your way in the end that you never expected. And part of that is by not having a very active or clear or scheduled plan, that you have the opportunity then for other things to make their way into your life that you wouldn't have considered a standardized part of medical education. So while I would never have achieved the high levels of academic brilliance, I was still able to enjoy my training, enjoy my time, and then have the opportunity now to do things that are completely outside of what I would ever have learned in college.
Message to my younger self would be to stand up tall. Everything will be okay. Everything happens for a reason. Have fun. Don't forget to shine even brighter. Think about the goals and think even higher. Reach for the stars. Don't consider your obstacles or worries. You see it as an opportunity to learn and to thrive. Have more fun, have more play, jump in more puddles, put the wellies on and get better wet gear so that you can enjoy every moment and have a walk every day in life. Breathe. Don't forget to swim. And yeah, write it all down. Keep that diary that you give up. keep journaling. Make sure you write everything. And yeah, take more holidays.
So what advice would I give to my younger self? Well, that is something that I have thought quite a bit about over the last relatively short period of time. I've started doing reflective practice, so it's something I've thought about. And one thing I do know is that if I go back to give advice to my younger self, I wouldn't listen to it. In my earlier career, I was very headstrong and had very strong opinions about what I wanted to do and how I wanted to do it. So I know that I wouldn't listen to myself. However, if I did listen to myself, I would tell myself to enjoy the moment a bit more, to really appreciate the privilege of being allowed to enter into our patients' lives and for the privilege of them sharing their most difficult and intimate details with us. It really is a privilege. And even though I wouldn't listen to myself, I have no regrets about the decisions that I took. I've had a very unconventional career path, but it has been really interesting. It has taken me to different countries, different places. So sometimes just listen to your gut, listen to what you love and what sets a fire in your belly. So certainly listen to the advice of others, listen to the advice of perhaps older mentors, but sometimes just go with your gut, because this life of ours is short, but it's really interesting, and enjoy every moment.
The best advice I think I can give is to listen to the nurses. If somebody comes up to you and says, I'm worried about somebody, and they're a nurse of many years practice, go quickly, because they're always right. The other thing I would say is, no matter how bad your day is, it does get better. You will always have a really horrendous day, but in the next day something will happen that will turn it around. A patient will say thank you, somebody will appreciate something you've done, and it will make the day before disappear.
So what advice would I give to my younger self? I think I'd say that medicine is worth sticking at. It's a good career. There's plenty of niches to find. But I think I'd also give a bit of life advice. Life is messy. Things don't always go to plan. But that doesn't matter. There are plenty of paths through. And there are great things to find along the way. So I hope for my younger self that that you get to where you want to get to, but remember, the important thing is the journey. Enjoy the journey and have a blast.
Okay, so the first and the foremost thing that I would like to say to my younger self, if I speak in that context, would be there's nothing wrong at all in taking some time out and figuring out what exactly you want to do, as opposed to following in the most conventional ways around the medical career, because there are whole lots of opportunities there. Whatever is not common, people tend to mentor you away from it, but it's not necessary that you may end up liking that. So give yourself some time, breathing space, explore, and then go for what you really feel like doing. And at any point in time, if you feel like changing, that's not the end of the world. Feel free to do that. It's your life and you're very valuable to do it.
So if I were to tell my younger self one piece of advice, I think it would be to be myself, to not aim to be a typical doctor, but to be my version of a doctor. And to achieve that by networking, finding mentors, finding people who you can relate to, who have the same values as you, and then to be that person, support colleagues. And if you're yourself and you care passionately about patient care and relate to them, you'll enjoy the job and be less frustrated by any difficulties. But the networking becomes increasingly important over time, so find those people who make it all make sense for you.
I think my advice would be, it is possible to do a lot, maybe not do it all, but the trick is you can't do it all at the same time. It's okay to take circuitous journeys, and it's definitely okay to slow down when there's lots of other stuff on.
Message to my younger self: be more curious, ask more questions, and take a good look around. I enjoyed the career I picked. I think there were many other opportunities that I missed, I overlooked, and for that reason I would say look around a bit more and be sure that you take in all of what's going on around you, both for the fun of it and for the learning from it. Keep up your hobbies, because once you let them go, they're very hard to pick up, and you lose that time. So yeah, message to younger self.
If I had to give advice to my younger self starting out, I would give two pieces of advice. The first one would be, don't self-select out for any opportunity. Just apply anyway, even if you don't feel like you completely meet the requirements. If it excites you and interests you, put your name in the hat. Let them decide if it's for you or not. And then the second thing would be that if you train and you do all of the requirements of medical school and medical training, and you decide, God, this really isn't for me, so what? No knowledge is bad knowledge. You've learned immense amount of transferable skills, and any other industry would pick you out immediately. So don't feel like you're stuck. If it's not for you, if it's taking its toll, do something else.